How about adding functionality to remove accounts? So right here, I prefer to add another button that will lead to the page to remove account. So let's open up profile.blade.php component, scroll down to the update password button, and next to this button, I will add another button. But before, let's wrap both of these buttons within another div with flex and gap2 classes, since we need some space in between these two buttons. Now I'm going to duplicate update password button. Let's change the root of this button, which will be called delete account.show, which does not exist yet. Let's also rename this label to delete account. We are going to make this button red with a shade of 100, and when hovering over this button, the color will change to red with a shade of 200. We'll also change text color to red 700. And for now in the browser we're seeing the following error. That is because we still haven't defined route with the name delete account.show. So let's switch over to web.php, duplicate one of the existing routes, and use proper settings for this route. The address will be delete account, the blade template will be called pages.deleteAccount, and the name will be deleteaccount.show. Let's also make sure that this route will be only accessible to people who have verified their email address, as well as confirmed their password. And what we're going to do next is we will create delete account blade template. And now I'm going to copy the whole template of the login page, paste it onto delete account page. Right here, let's rename the heading to delete account. And now I'm going to get rid of all extra elements that we will not need on this page, such as this session block. We don't need it in here. Let's also remove all the input fields, since this form is not going to have any inputs. There is no need for this remember me checkbox as well, so let's remove it and change the href attribute for this button. Let's use profile page, and the label will be cancel. So once we'll click on this cancel button, we'll be redirected back to the profile page. And this button will be used for account deletion. So I'm going to change color of this button to red with a shade of 600. And when hovering over this button, the color will become red with a shade of 700. So finally, it's time to see the result in the browser and check how our new page looks like. There we go. Now I'm going to add the message in here saying that once you will remove your account, all data associated with this account will also be removed. Write down the delete account heading. Let's add the following markup. Here will be a div, inside of which I'm going to add another div with a class of flexShrink0. We're going to add an icon into this div, and flexShrink0 class will prevent this icon from shrinking when resizing browser window. So this block is going to contain a warning, and I'm going to make it red with a shade of 50. Let's also add a border of the red color and round corners. Let's also add some paddings from all sides, let's say 4 units. And just to have some space in between all children, inside of this div, I will apply gap3 class. Next, let's add the warning message right here. I will use heading of the second level with the following text. This action cannot be undone. We will decrease font size, make it bolder, and the text will be red with a shade of 800. Right down here, we're going to provide a little more explanation, saying that once you delete your account, all of your data will be permanently removed. To add some spacing from the top, I will apply empty2 class, decrease font size, and the color of the text will be red with a shade of 700. Alright, and now if we'll check it out in the browser, we're going to see such warning message. Looks good. Now let's also add an icon to the left side of this text. We use icons from the HeroIcons website, so I'm going to search for another icon with the name exclamation triangle and copy its SVG code. As you may remember, we already have a separate component which represents icons called icon, so let's utilize this component right here. I'm going to pass exclamation triangle name for this icon, and based on this name, icon component will decide which SVG markup to render for the particular icon. Let's open up icon component. Right here you can see a bunch of conditional blocks, and based on the icon name, we're deciding which SVG to render. So at the end of this chain, I'm going to add another else if block and check if the name of the icon passed from outside equals to exclamation triangle. We're going to render the markup of the exclamation mark that we have just copied from the Hero Icons website. And also, just to be able to pass additional attributes from outside within this component and apply those attributes to this SVG element, I'm going to use attributes variable, just like we have done with all other SVG elements in this component. Now let's switch back to delete account component and pass size 6 class to assign some height and width to this icon. And there we go, here is our icon. I'm also going to change the color of this icon. Let's say we'll use text red 800. And that's about it. We have finished the first part of account deletion functionality, where we have shown the form to remove the account. In the next lesson, we're going to write the logic which is going to handle account deletion. We will implement a separate route which will be a handler for this form. Link to the source code of this project will be in the video description.